Welcome to the Roulette Master TV, where we go back in time to revisit unbelievable roulette systems of the past. Today's video is fantastic. This is won $1,500 in 15 minutes and is currently trending on YouTube. I hope you really enjoy it. Let's get started. This is the Roulette Master, and I can't wait to share with you this new roulette strategy that was just sent in by one of my subscribers, Chris Smith. I think it's fantastic. I can't wait to share it with you. And today, his system, which he calls the 411, is going to go up against the Dr. Pepper roulette system in a head-to-head matchup. Each one's going to get 15 minutes of playtime, and I can't wait to see which one makes the most money. I really love both of them, and let's go ahead and get started with the Dr. Pepper roulette system first. I'll show you how to use both of these systems to win money in the casino. And let's go ahead and get started. So with the Dr. Pepper roulette system, we're going to have $30 on black to start, and we're going to have $20 on second column to start. The timer is set, and let's spin. Here we go. This is a fantastic system, but I really love what Chris Smith has done. I can't wait to share that with you here soon. The way Dr. Pepper roulette works is you can either bet on second column in black or third column in red, and the reason why is because third column has more red numbers, second column has more black numbers, and you can see we just won $10 on the first spin. And when that happens, we're just going to rebet and spin again. Here we go. And we're going to have jackpot numbers, and when we hit a jackpot number, we're going to switch to third column in red. But there's a loss, and when you lose, you just always increase by the same amount that you bet to start with. So that's 30 on color and 20 on column. And here we go. I know a lot of people love this system. If you haven't seen it before, definitely pay attention to this one. It's fantastic. And we're minus 20 right now. We're going to stay right where we're at. If you get a win and you're not in session profit, then you just bet again with the same amount. And that's what we just did. That's a 27 red. And that's a loss. So we'll do the same thing again. Add 20 to the column. Add 30 to the color. And then we'll check our balance after this one, and I'll show you what to do next. And here we go. That is a 2 black. Okay, that's a $210 win. That was fantastic. We're up $90 now, and you can see that was a jackpot number. That was black and second column. So now we're going to clear those out, and when we get a jackpot, we're going to put 20 on red, and then on third column, and 30 on red. And what I was thinking about there was the most the reds are in the third column. That's why we're putting it with the color red. There's more jackpot numbers, and that is a 10 black. And that's a loss. So again, when you lose, you increase column by 20, color by 30, and spin again. Now we have a $100 total bet, and we're just over 2 minutes into this first 15 minutes of the competition, and that is a $20 win. So we're up $60, and that's always good to keep track of. And let's go ahead and spin again. We're going to keep the bet the same since we won, and here we go. It's a 24 black. That's another $20 win. And if you get back in session profit like we just did, you can go back to the starting bet. However, you do not switch colors because we only do that when we hit jackpots. So we're going to stay on the same ones. And here we go. That is a 7 red. Okay, that's a $10 win. We'll be happy to take that. Any win is good. We're up 90. And we're just going to rebet and spin. Here we go. But it's important to know that you can get to new session profit without getting a jackpot. And when that happens, you just rebet and keep the bet the same at starting level right where we're at now. And here we go. Let's see what we get. That is a 26 black. And that's a loss. So we're going to increase column by 20, color by 30, and spin. Then we'll check our balance again. We're 3.5 minutes in out of 15. And that is a 12 red. And that's a $140 win. We're already up $190. If you look at that last bet, you can see the 12 red was in the third column, and we hit red. So that was a jackpot. So what we're going to do now, when you hit a jackpot, you switch to the different color, different column. The second column, which has 20 on it, is always going to go with the with black, which is going to have 30 on it. And here we go. I love this system. It's doing fantastic already, but I can't wait to share with you Chris Smith's new system. So make sure you stick around for both. They're both fantastic. And we lost, so we will increase the column by 20, the color by 30, $100 total bet now, and we're spinning. 4.5 minutes in out of 15. That is a 27 red, and we lost. So we will increase the column by 20, the color by 30, and I love how it's always the same. It's so easy to keep track of because you always increase by the same amount after losses, and that's a 28 black. That's a $30 win, and we're just going to rebet and spin again until we get in session profit, or we hit a jackpot. Here we go. That's an 8 black. And that's a $210 win. That's another jackpot. We're up $280 already. So if you see where we were at, the 8 is in the second column and on black. So we're going to switch. Now we'll have 20 on third column, 30 on red. Just like that, we're up $280, 5 minutes and 20 seconds in out of 15. And here we go. That's a 36 red. That's another one. Look at that. You can see that was a 36 red. We hit the column and the color, so it's time to switch again already. So let's do that. So we'll have 20 on second column, 30 on black, and we're up $350 now. Wow, that's incredible. And let's see what we get here. That is a 30 red. That's a loss, so we're going to rebet, add 20 to the column, 30 to the color, just like every time we get a loss, and we have a $100 total bet now. And that is a 5 red. And that's a $20 win. We'll be happy to take that one, but let's just rebet and spin after that $20 win. And let's see what we get here. That is a 14 red. All right, that's a win, partial win, so we're just going to rebet and spin again and see if we can hit color and column together. And let's see what we get. That is a 12 red. And that's a total loss, so we're going to increase again. 20 on column, 30 on color, and we're 6 minutes and 42 seconds in now out of 15. And that's a 21 red. That's another total loss. So let's check our balance. We're up 90 right now, but we're going to increase the column by 20, the color by 30, and let's spin. Here we go. We need another jackpot number. Let's see if we get one. That's a 36 red. And that would have been one on the other one, but we lost that one. So we're going to increase column by 20 and color by 30. And I love how when you get, you don't ever get confused with this system because it's always the same and it's very simple. And that's a 19 red. That's another total loss. And it's a $2,000 bankroll system. You can play this with $200 if you're using dollar units. So remember that if you're a low roller. And let's add 2 more to the column and 3 more units, that is, to the color. So that's 20 and 30, and that's a double zero, so that's not good. And you can see that drops us back 660, but we still have plenty of bankroll. We're going to add 20 to the column and 30 to the color. And the nice thing about this is once you do hit a jackpot, when you get this high with the bets, it's really exciting. And that's a 3 red. That's another total loss. So we're minus 1,000 now. We have 1,000 left, and let's add 20 to the column, 30 to the color, and spin. We have a $400 total bet now. And this is why you need a large bankroll, or just you just need a smaller starting unit. Look at that, guys, $560. That was incredible, and we didn't make it all back, so we have to keep it the same, except we're going to switch back to red. So if you look on there, we have 240 and 160. So let's do that, but with red and third column. There we go, and let's spin. See if we can get another win. We got the jackpot, but we need another one. And that's 11 black. Ooh, that would have been another jackpot if we had left it the same. Minus 850. We're just going to rebet, add 20 to the column, 30 to the color, and let's spin on a $450 total bet here. That's a 29 black. Oh, that would have been another one. Man, that's unlucky. We're minus 1300. We're going to add 20 to the column, 30 to the color, and let's spin. See if we can turn this around. And that's a 12 red. Hey, there's a $700 win. I like that. Let's go ahead and now we need to switch back to black. But let's see what we have on them first. We have 200 and 300. So now we need to switch black back to 300. And then second column to 200. Just like that. And let's spend $500 total bet. Let's see if we can get another win. That's a 31 black. That's a partial win of 100. We'll take that. We're minus 5. And we'll leave the bets the same. And we're only switching when we get jackpots. And here we go. That's a 23 red. That's another $100 win. We'll be happy to take that. We got one of the two. We're climbing our way back. We just need another jackpot win here coming up, and we'll be in good shape. That's a 29 black. And there it is, guys, $700. We're up 300 now. Now we can go back to base level, and we'll switch back to 20 on third column and 30 on red. Again, we're up $300 now. Did you see how quick that turned around? And that's what can happen with the Dr. Pepper roulette system. That's one of the worst sessions I've had starting out, and really recovered nicely. So we're up 310. We're just going to rebet and spin. Again, we don't switch the colors or the columns unless we hit a jackpot, and we're 11 minutes and 15 seconds in. That's a $10 win. We'll be happy to take that. Let's just rebet and spin. And here we go. That is a 6 black. That's a $10 win. Okay, we're up $330. All right, let's spin again. Here we go. That's a 13 black. And that's a loss, so we will increase. It's always the same, 20 on column, 30 on color, and $100 total bet. Here we go. Let's see what we get here. That's an 8 black. Okay, that's a loss, so we will increase. 20 on column, 30 on color, and spin. 150 total bet. We're 12 minutes and 5 seconds in out of the 15 minutes. First part of the challenge, that's a 20 black. And that's a loss, so we will increase again. 20 and 30. And let's spend $200 total bet. Here we go. All right, that is a 11 black. And that's a loss, so we lost 200 there. We're going to increase by 20 on the column, 30 on the color, 250 total bet, and let's spin. We're 12 minutes, 40 seconds in. Okay, that's a 33 black. And that's a $50 win. Let's just rebet and spin. And here we go. Let's see if we can get another win there. That's a 1 red. It's a nice $50 win. We'll take it. We're minus 70. Let's spin again and see if we can get a jackpot number. Here we go. Ooh, that's a 29 black. And that's a loss. That would have been a good one for the other side. But let's go ahead and rebet. And we're going to add 2 to the column, 3 to the color. That's 3 units of 10, that is. And $300 total bet now. Let's see what we get. That's a 7 red. That's a $60 win. We will take it. Let's spin again. We need a jackpot number. We still have plenty of bankroll left, though. We can be patient. And that's a 35 black. That's a loss, so that puts us minus 560. We increase by 20 on the column and 30 on the color. And let's spin. 350 total bet here. 14 minutes in, a minute left. That's a 22 black. That's a loss. So you can see that dropped us down. We only have about 1,000 left. And put 20 on the column, 30 on the color, and let's see if we can finish strong here. Let's see, that is a 12 red. That's a $560 win, guys. So we're going to switch now. We're going to stay the same. We were at 160 and 240. So let's put those up. Here we go. And we're going to switch colors because we hit a jackpot. And let's see if we can get another one. Here we go. That's a 16 red. That's a loss. So we will rebet, add 20 to the column, 30 to the color, and spin. This is our last bet. We're not finishing very well with this one today. And that's a 31 black. And that's a $90 win to finish. But we ended up losing $660. Now with the $2,000 bankroll, what it does though is gives you a chance, if you had longer than 15 minutes to play, it gives you a chance to cycle up where you're in profit after you hit a jackpot, and that's when you want to cash out. The Dr. Pepper roulette system is still a great system, even though it lost money in this 15-minute session. But now it is time. It is time for Chris Smith's new roulette system called the 411. I can't wait to share it with you. I think you're going to love it. And here we go. All right, it's time for Chris Smith's new roulette system, the 411, and I can't wait to share it with you. I'm going to show you everything you need to know to make money with this in the casino. And I'm going to place the bets, and then we'll get the timer started for 15 minutes. Here we go. So the 4 in the 411 is going to be $40. And let me switch those back to $10 units to start here. And we're going to start with black, and then we're going to have first or third 12. We're going to pick third for $10. And then we're also going to have $10 on the second column. So that's 411, $40 on black, and then $10 on third 12 and second column. The timer is set. Let's go ahead and spin. I'm going to share with you the progression on this, which is a little bit different than what you're probably used to. And that's a 28 black to start. That's a $50 win right out of the gate. Look at that, guys. And he says that he's been winning so much money with this one that he just had to share it with you guys. And let's go ahead and bet again here. $60 base level. Again, it's 411. And that's a 3 red. Okay, we lost. So when we lose, we don't change the bet with the first loss. So we just rebet and spin. So let's see what we get here. That's a 29 black. And that's a nice $80 win. So we keep track of how many losses we have. We still have 1 loss, so remember that. But if you do get in session profit, you can start counting over if you would like. So let's go ahead and put the base level bet back out again. And here we go. That's a 27 red. That's a $30 loss there. And let's go ahead and wait for 1 more loss before we double. Since we reached session profit there, I think that's smart. And that's an 8 black. And that's a $50 win. Fantastic. So we're up 90. So we can reset that again and spin. I think anytime you reach session profit, it's smart to reset that. And I'm going to show you everything else you need to know with this one now. Make sure you hang in there for the whole video. It's going to be awesome. So that was a win. That's new session profit at 110. So let's just spin again here. And here we go. And then here pretty soon I'll show you the other bets you can place with this system. So that's a $30 loss. Let's just rebet and spin. And let's see what we get here. That's a 13 black. That's a $20 win. And we're up 100 right now. We're just going to rebet and spin. If we get another loss, then we will double the bet. That'll be 2 losses. That's a 4 black. There's another win. We're at new session profit at 120. So actually now we can reset back to 0 losses again since we achieved new session profit, even though it was with partial wins. And there's a loss. So we're just going to rebet and spin. If we get another one, we're going to double. Here we go. That is a 4 black. It's a $20 win. So we'll just rebet and spin, then we'll check our balance again. If we get one more loss, we'll double the bet. That's 11 black. That's a $50 win. Fantastic. So we're up 130. Actually, that's new session profit. We can reset now. So we can start counting our losses again, go back to 0. And anytime you reach session profit, you can do that. That's a 19 red. That's a loss, so we'll just rebet and spin. Keep the bet the same. This protects your bankroll, and here we go. That's a 33 black. Okay, that's a $50 win. So we're up 120. We're just going to rebet and spin and see what we get here. That's a 30 red. And that's 2 losses, so we're going to double the bet. Now we have 120 instead of 60, and let's see if we can get a win. That's a 3 red. And that's a loss, so we will leave the bet the same. You can see now we're down 30. We'll leave the bet the same one more time here. And that's a 32 red. That's a break even, so we'll just rebet and spin. When that happens, you just you basically just do a redo after you break even, and here we go. That's a 10 black. That's a $40 win. So we're up 10. If we get one more loss, though, we will need to double again, and that's a 7 red. And that was another loss, so we're going to have to double the bet again. We're at minus 110 though, and let's spin. This is why you need a $2,000 bankroll though. Remember, you can always do a $200 bankroll with dollar units, which would be $4, $1, and $1. And there's another loss, so we're just going to rebet and spin. If we get 2 more losses, we will double again. And that's a 15 black. That's an $80 win. Let's go ahead and just rebet and spin. But remember that we're only 1 loss away from doubling now. And that is a 5 red. That's a 120 loss, so let's go ahead and double again. This is why you have the $2,000 bankroll. We're minus 390. And let's turn this thing around. Here we go. That's a 31 black. That's a $400 win. Let's look at that one. That was fantastic. So that's a 31 black. We hit third 12 black, and we actually didn't even hit the column there, but that was still fantastic. Let's see where that puts us. And we're not in session profit, so we're going to leave the bet the same. And let's spin again. Here we go. Let's see if we can get another win on that. We're 6 minutes in out of 15. That's a 27 red. And that's minus 240. So that was our second loss again. We're going to double one more time. And we need this one, guys. Let's see if we can get it. All right. That's a 26 black. $1,280. That puts us up $1,050. That was incredible. Okay, so now we're going to switch to third column for 10, and then red for 10, and then we're going to switch to first 12 for 10. So I'm sorry, there'll be 40 on red, and then 10 on the first 12 and the third column. Let's go ahead and spin. You can also do this with third 12, third column, and red either way. So you can choose. Let's go ahead and spin. And man, that was fun. And we had a really bad stretch there, but it paid off in the end. And that's a $20 win. So we're up $1,070. Let's spin again. And here we go. Wow, I can't get over that. That was fun. We're 7 minutes, 11 seconds in. And that's a $50 win. So that's new session profit at 11.20. Let's go ahead and spin again. We still have a lot of time left, actually. Let's see what happens. And that's a 00. Okay, so that's a loss. And we're going to rebet and spin. If we lose twice, we're going to double. So let's see what we get. That is a 23 red. But that's a win, so we're not doubling yet. Let's just spin again, and then we'll check our balance again. Here we go. That's a 9 red. That's an $80 win. Fantastic. So 1,160. We'll stay right there. That's our profit level, and here we go. That is a 31 black. Okay, so that was our second loss, so we can go ahead and double now, and because we didn't achieve session profit there. So we'll be at 120 total bet now instead of 60, and we're 8 minutes and 20 seconds in. That's a 31 black. That's a loss, so that's one loss. We will rebet and spin. If we get 2, we will double again. That's a 22 black. That's 2 losses, so that drops us back to 860. We're going to double the bet to 240 and spin. And obviously, if I was playing and I didn't have to play the full 15 minutes, I would have cashed out with that huge win. And I hope you would too, as well. That's a $200 win right there, though. That is incredible. So anytime you get up this much, we're up 1,060, even though we're not in session profit, go ahead and restart. So this time we'll do 10 on third 12, 10 on third column, and 40 on red. All right, let's go ahead and spin. That's close enough. If you're close enough to be happy with it, you start over. And that's a 9 red. That's a $50 win. And see, we ended up about getting back there anyway without having to risk all that. So we're 9 minutes and 32 seconds in now. And that's a 6 black. And that's a loss. We'll keep track of that and just rebet and spin. If we get another loss, we will double. 2 losses equal a double. But again, if you have 1 loss and then you reach session profit, then you restart. So we have 2 losses. We're gonna double to 120. And here we go. We're 10 minutes in now out of 15. And that's a 25 red. Ooh, a $100 win. That's fantastic. So let's go ahead and just rebet and spin and see if we can get back above where we were before. That's a 12 red. That's a $100 win. I think that gets us back in session profit. Let's go ahead and go back to base level now. So here we go. It's the 411. There's 40. 10. I'm sorry, put that on the wrong one there. 10 and 10. And let's go ahead and spin. Here we go. Okay, that's a 27 red. That's an $80 win. We'll take that one. We're up 1,300. Let's rebet and spin. And here we go. It's nice because these are huge jackpots if you get all 3. It's pretty special. And that's a 31 black. That's a $30 loss, so we'll keep track of that. We're up 1270, and if we have another loss, we'll double. We're 11 minutes and 10 seconds in now. And that's a 25 red. That's a $50 win. We'll take it. We're up 1320, and we're still at base level, so we don't need to change anything. And let's spin. That's a 16 red. It's a $20 win. We're up $1,340. Man, this is incredible. That is a 24 black. That's a $30 loss, so we will keep track of that. If we have another loss, we'll double the bet. And we're almost 12 minutes in out of 15. That's a 34 red. Ooh, that's a nice $50 win, and we're up 1360. Still at base level, and let's spin. Okay, so that's an 8 black. And that's a loss, so we'll keep track of that. I reset after that last one because we reached session profit again, so I started counting over. And that's a 9 red. That's a $50 win. And let's go ahead and rebet and spin. And here we go. That's a 5 red. That's a $20 win, and we're up $1,370. This is fantastic. We're 12 minutes and 40 seconds in out of 15, and that's a 32 red. $50 win, we will take it. We're up 1,420. That's new session profit again, and this is awesome. So let's see what we get. That's a 25 red. Another $50 win. We're up $1,470. Let's keep it going. We have 2 minutes left here. That's a 22 black. That's a loss, so we'll keep track of that and spin again. You need 2 losses to double. All right, that's a 10 black. That's a loss. Okay, so let's just rebet and spin. And if we get one more, we'll double. And let's see what we get. That's a 12 red. That's a $50 win. So let's go ahead and rebet and spin again. I don't think we need to after this one, so let's see what we get here. That's a 19 red. That's a $20 win. So that's close enough to session profit. I think we can start counting over again here. You want to be smart about it. And we have a minute left now. So that's a 16 red. That's a $20 win. We're up $1,440. And let's spin again. Here we go. These jackpot numbers are fun. And that's a 13 black. And that's a loss. So we'll note that and spin again. If we get another one, we'll double the bet. And here we go. That's a 4 black. Okay, so we'll double the bet to 120 and spin. Here we go. We have 30 seconds left. That's a 25 red. Ooh, that's a good one, guys. That's a $100 win. We're up 1,420. And let's see if we can get one more win and get ahead of where we were. That's a 34 red. That's a $100 win, so we can reset. We're up $1,520, and then you can put 10, 10, and 4 back out. And we just ran out of time, though. That was our 15 minutes, so let's see how much we won. My goodness, and Chris Smith's roulette system, the 411, just won $1,520 in 15 minutes, and that was incredible and a lot of fun, too, because as you guys look here, there is really a big chance for jackpots with this, because if you look at the red numbers in the first 12 that are also in the third column, like the 3, the 9, and the 12, those pay huge when they hit, and it makes it a lot of fun to play when you hit one. So hope you enjoyed that, and man, that's awesome, 1,520, and keep sending these systems in, guys. That's what makes the channel and keeps this great community going and keeps it growing. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please hit that red subscribe button. Also like and share if you're enjoying the videos. And if you're looking for low roller strategies, check out my new TikTok account where I'm putting low roller strategies on there at the Roulette Master. And if you like those, please like, share, and follow as well. And keep growing this great community, because I tell you what, it's awesome how many people are sending systems in. That's how we're going to find the best systems possible. I know here and there we have a few that aren't so great, but that's just the way it is. That's why we test new ones out every day and try to find the best ones possible, so that when you go to the casino, you have the best chance of winning. And you always want to test them out on the simulator first and make sure you're comfortable with the amounts you're betting and the progression and all of that. And that's really what it's all about. So this is the Roulette Master, and have a great day, everybody.